This is a shout out to Brother Philip Jackson. I remember him when he was chief of staff at Chicago Public Schools. He was a powerful brother then. He left and went and founded the Black Star Project, which is a wonderful project, and he's kept it going now. I want to think maybe 10, 15 years up. Is it?
We're going into year 17.
Right, 15. Well, I know, I'm a little old, but I know that you've been around for a minute. And so we want to shout out to you, Phil, for the fine work that you have done and continue to do, and specifically around engaging our school-age children in positive stuff and making sure that black people are represented and have voice in all of the affairs that affect the African-American community. So a shout out to you, and of course, we continue to send our love to my friend, Father Mike Flager, and what he does. So, but anyway, thank you so much for calling in, Brother Phil, and we're going to see you later. God bless you.
Thank you, Siron. Thank you for your work.
Thank you, Phil.
All right.
Okay, Brother Hardy. Hardy?
Yes.
Yes,
yes. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm all right. I'm going to be here.
Yeah, it's wonderful. This is my first time hearing your broadcast. I'm a WVON listener. But this brother you got on now just touch me, and I don't know. I like to be able to talk with him. Then Phil called in. I'm a participant with Black Star for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really grateful for that. But when the brother talked about organizing block clubs and all that kind of stuff,
mm-hmm.
and he talked about he grew up in Cabrini Green. Well, so did I. I lived in Cabrini Green, moved to the west side, then moved out to Allgale Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
And I same stuff. It hurts my heart every time I go toward Cabrini Green or even think about it, that we still stand on the corner trying to get one, and now they turned these buildings into $500,000 houses,
right.
apartments.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to get, hopefully he'll give his number or something.
Yeah, okay, Si, Hardy, don't hang up now. So you and Si can kind of talk for a second. Si, give him what you got to give, and Hardy, I got a couple of questions to ask you if he doesn't have any. This is,
okay.
But you're organizing in Altgale Gardens, right?
Yes, I would really love to. I grew up out there. I still got a house there. Me and my wife are talking about moving back out there to do something such as that.
All right. Well, hey, man, I love you for that. Okay, Brother Si.
Yes. Well, thank you, Mr. Hardy. My number is 312-405-8844. So that's 312 area code.
8844?
Yep. 405-8844. And brother, I would love to work with you. And like Philip said, we out here on the ground block by block. So anytime we meet people who got the same mindset, let's link in and do what we have to do.
Okay, let me repeat the number. 312.
Yes.
405.
Yes.
3844.
No, 8844.
8244.
No, 8844.
8844.
Yes.
And what's the prefix of that one?
312.
And
312. Okay.
We're hooking. Hey, man, we hooking this all up. That's my point. We got to stuff up. All right.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So,
Hardy. Well, let me say this also now. I'm right now doing some electrical work out here in Chicago Heights. My wife and I bought a commercial building. I'm looking to do some homework assistance programs for the young people out this way.
Hey,
so hopefully I can get some input and feedback on that too.
All right. Well, you want to speak to that?
And let me real briefly, just so you know, every day we have these daily living habits, and the purpose of the habits is so all the movers and shakers can work together in a synchronized fashion. And Philip played a role in this. So we say every Monday safety day. So what happens if we as a people agree to make sure every Monday we look at the sex offenders in our neighborhood? Who owns the abandoned buildings? Do I have a smoke alarm? Does my family know where to meet in case of a tragedy? Every Tuesday is Philip Jackson's Day. Black Star is really Education Day. But I thought about Philip Jackson and said, what if we every Tuesday made certain that we put that extra effort toward who dropped out, how we can get them back in school or get their GED. Every Wednesday we saying is Buy Black Day, Black Economics Day. Are we spending money with our own people? What will happen if we as a people agree not to spend money with people who don't care about us on Wednesdays? It will completely shut down a lot of stuff.
All right.
And at the end of the month, if you can't name 4 black businesses you spend money with, then that means you ignored the 4 Wednesdays that month. Every Thursday, Health Day. So what happens, like Brother Quasey always say, if you're not healthy, you can't fight the good fight. So what happens if we're focusing on our health on Thursdays, running, jogging, exercising, STDs, teen pregnancy, and whatnot? Every Friday, Senior Citizens Day. What happens if our elders start to feel the love from everyone on Fridays? That'll help bridge that generational gap. Every Saturday, Youth Day. We got youth in the studio right now. So with these daily living habits and repeating it over and over again, we're going to start to see change with no leader. It'll be us as household individuals creating the change, block by block, all over the nation.
Man, God,
I got
to meet you, brother. I got
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's the deal now. Here's the deal. Don't y'all leave me out of this now.
No, Dr.
But you know, here's the deal, Brother Hardy. I think that we're getting it. All right. Last week we had a group on, and we prayed that we were going to hook up, and we were going to have a conference around the whole issue of what we're going to do. It's time out for us just to continue to react with no positive ideas or what to do about our situation. So
That's
we're
right.
going to pull together a conference within the next 30 days first we're going to have the key organizers like yourself, Brother Hardy, and others around the table. And then from there, we're going to put together a major conference, and we're going to deal with not just the problem but the solution. At this particular point, we got to have some things that we're going to do in order to take control of our community. But anyway, Brother Hardy, you hang with us, man. You got my number, and my number, of course, is 773-313-9146. You can reach me on my tweet and all that. Just listen up for the tweet and the Facebook and all of that. But we're going to hook this stuff up. We're going to take our community. Tell me about. All right, but anyway.
Okay, now, in close, last I want to say, I'm not going to hang with you. I'm going to stand with you.
Okay, all right.
We did enough hanging back in the 1900s, early times.
All right.
We did enough hanging. I'm going to stand with you.
Okay, well, hey, stand with me. That's even better.
right.
All right? So
right.
standing with me is even better. But anyway, Brother Hardy, thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for the effort of organizing out in Altgale Gardens, all right?
Yes, thank you so much.
Shout out for you.
Taking my call.
Sister Eleanor.
Yes,
All right, Block Club. Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Finney. Mr. Hardy has the idea that is better. You know, we had some very good block clubs, but they got so strong, Daley wanted to block them out. But Chicago is divided into sections, and in each section there's 59 to 72 blocks. And if he could reorganize those blocks and let the people know that the people that they are trying to save from crime and everything are their people, some of them live on their block, and if he could convince them that they should take care of their blocks and stop depending wholeheartedly on the police, let the people take care of their own block. And when perpetrators find out that there are people in that section on their block, they are not going to be that eager to come in and violate your blocks. But I surely hope that he carried this idea of getting the block clubs back, because you can just do so much in the masses. But if you take section by section and get those block clubs working, I will bet you we can have peace in our area.
All right, Sister Eleanor, and thank you so much, because you know that that's my heart. I started at the Wvon organization in 1966. Organizing block clubs, and you know, of course, we made that one of the more influential groups in the city of Chicago. So I firmly believe in organizing block clubs, but also I believe in using and working with our local religious organizations, our local churches. There are a lot of churches that at one time, when we were organizing the block clubs in Woodlawn and Bronzeville, etc., we also had a lot of help from our local churches. And so let's not leave our churches out of this equation, because I think that if we can get them back in and have them engaged with our block clubs, I think we got some things going. Don't you think, Si?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me just kind of throw something out. Brother Reverend Moore, I hear you out there. Just hold on. But let me kind of get to let me try to get to Si here for again. Si, here's the deal now. I don't want to start no mess, right? But I got to say this because it was up on CNN.
Okay.
The former mayor of the city of Washington, D.C., Marion Barry, he was a mayor back in the day. He was caught making a remark about who owns businesses in the African American community.
Okay.
And he raised the question about the fact that the ownership of businesses has shifted from black Americans to other Americans, many of whom came from other nations or other nationalities. He got himself in some trouble, and so I'm trying to skirt this a little bit. But, you know, I come from a retail family, right? Long before I was preaching and long before I was organizing, my great-grandfather was in business in the state of Mississippi, and we owned businesses there, and we owned farms there, and we had a lot going for us. And then my dad migrated to the city of Chicago, and, of course, we owned, as long as he was alive, Leon's Barbecue. And so we've been in business a long time. And I can remember when you could drive up and down the streets of 63rd Street and 67th Street and Cottage Grove and State Street and 75th Street, all over the city of Chicago, and you would see black-owning businesses. So what's your idea about the fact that at this particular point you can't even go to a gas station, my brother, and buy gas from a black entrepreneur? What's happened out there?
Yeah. Dr. Finney, it is disgraceful if we can't talk about who's benefiting from us giving dollars to everyone else. We got some acronym called BLANG. BLANG. B for beauty supply stores. We know who own those. L for liquor stores. We know who own those. A for apparel stores. We know who own those. N for nail salons. We know who own those. G for gas stations. And the other G is for, I can't remember right now. But all of those are owned by other people.
Right.
Who don't look like us.
Right.
Now, what's wrong? I mean, what other
happened to
community?
us?
You know, you got Chinatown, Greektown, Little Italy, 26th Street is the second largest tax base to Chicago outside Magnificent Mile. What's wrong with us talking about us?
Right.
I mean, whoever say something's wrong with that, they got to look
Marion
at the other stuff.
Marion Barry, the former mayor, he's now city councilman in Washington D.C. He kind of named who was owning the business, and then, you know, a lot of
But we
folk
gotta
came
talk
at
about
it.
that.
But you know, all I'm simply saying is out there. But anyway, we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that.
Okay.
We're gonna come
All
back to that. All right. I want to let that simmer about that because I know some callers are gonna come in calling in here. Reverend Moore, my brother, organizing.
Yes, sir, Brother Philly. How you doing this evening?
Okay. All right, brother. What's your comment or what's your question?
Well, it's more of a statement.
Okay.
Pastor, you know, I've actually met with you before and actually laid out a plan for Economic Development Research Center for our city, if you remember. Okay. And also, Cy have been in several meetings with us as well and have some idea of my vision. The bottom line is we're scattered. We're all over the place, not being effective in what we do.
Okay.
And I don't understand when are we going to understand that you cannot keep doing the same thing over and over
and expecting a different outcome.
Different outcome. So I would say that to this end, the city of Chicago constantly puts money in different venues. Even now, they're talking about the baseball field and how much money they're going to give to the Ricketts family and what have you. The thing is, we do not make demands on politicians for things for our community. We need a headquarters. We need a place to institute a Marshall Plan for the black community. Now, our other problem is our pride, and everybody want to run their own organization. Everybody want to do their own thing. We are going to have to work together. In sync. We got to synchronize and do what they did during the Marshall Plan. You got to bring the best minds and those folks who have passion about those things, even if there's 10, 15, 20 different organizations, it doesn't matter. But we must be in one place. And even now, you can have a meeting at Inner City Studies. They flash the lights on you. You're at Chicago State. They flash the lights on you. You know, it's time for you to go. We got to have a headquarters, a place that we can work 24 hours a day to try to put ourselves together and demand what we need in our community to make a difference. Otherwise, we're going to continue to be scattered all over the place. You know, the Bible is very clear, and I'll end with this. He's very clear. And this they began to do, and whatever they imagined to do, nothing will be withheld from them. That's somewhere like Genesis 6:11. It's real simple. We have got to work together. We're meeting all over the place. Have a meeting here this week. Next week we meet somewhere else. We have got to solidify our base We got to come up with a place that we're going to be, even if it has to be built from ground up, and demand that the politicians fund it so we can manage it. Thank you.
Okay, Reverend Moore, thank you so much. And listen, this is a wonderful comment you've made. Si, what do you think about this idea of a headquarters and 24/7?
Whatever they imagine to do.
Reverend Moore and I met 3 years ago at my mom's church, Dr. Johnny Miller, and we talked about that, and us both being military.
Oh, you out of Reverend Johnny Miller's church?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's one of my favorite preachers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Johnny
yeah.
Miller.
The thing about Johnny Miller, he is such a wonderful preacher, and he ducks his head and behind the pulpit and all that. But anyway, go ahead, Brother Si.
So I agree. It's a matter of when, I think, because one of the challenges that we face as a people, and we've been pushing us as a people agreeing to donate $1 a month for over 10 years. I believe nobody externally will respect blacks until we respect ourselves. If we can't pull our revenue together, it'll be hard. And so we have 4,000 blocks in Chicago. We've yet to get more than 99 people to give a $1 a month. So that says something that we can't even get an agreement with a quarter a week. And so I'm with Reverend Moore. We definitely need that facility, military ops, so we can work around the clock. But for me and what we're doing out here, until we agree to do something as simple as that, I definitely see them not supporting Reverend Moore and his physical facility because they can't even agree on a quarter a week.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the deal. I think you touched on a nerve. And let me tell you the way we used to talk about it. Nobody will save us for us but us. And I think that for us to continue to look for other people who are other colors, other ethnic groups to save us and to come in and solve our problems, it ain't going to happen. And my sense is that we are beginning now with the communications that we are making now on the radio and the communication with in the internet and social media and using other medium like even the Chicago Defender. I say Chicago Defender because we do support the Chicago Defender. We make sure that 1,000 copies of Chicago Defender get sold every week. Why? Because we believe in supporting a black publication. We are on this station, Wvon, rather than to be on somebody else's station, which is owned by somebody else. So what does that mean? It means that we are into buying black and supporting our own black institutions. And as long as we are willing, I think, to support ourselves, then we have a possibility of liberating ourselves. But if we don't have it, then I think that we can stop doing the same. We can have a problem. But anyway, I'm going to have to go have a break. We've been talking now almost for 45 minutes or 35 minutes anyway. This is Leon Finney, your host on Another Perspective, and we're about to go to break. Hey, this is Leon Finney. I'm back on Another Perspective on WVON, the voice of Black America. And we have with us today my brother Si Smith, a fellow organizer and one who is part of this new group for me, because I never heard of it, but that doesn't mean it isn't a powerful and important group. But he's with this group, National Block Club University. And we're, of course, discussing community organization, and he's talked about the fact that his organization stands for black empowerment. It stands for taking control of the economics in the African-American community. It stands for making sure that we fight crime and violence and disorder in our streets. He's organized the whole paradigm, which means a theory of organizing around zip codes. But guess what? He provoked another sister who came on and said, not only should you organize around zip codes, you ought to organize around the legal sections in the city of Chicago. And then he's got something called Bling, and he's got something else. Every day of the week, his organization is promoting something. And so I'm just excited to meet a younger organizer. He's almost half my age, but he's involved in stuff that makes a difference. So anyway, again, Si, I just want to praise you and thank you so much for what you say. Now, what makes a great organizer, Si? When you're talking about organizing blocks, what makes a great, in your mind, what makes a great organizer? What are the qualities of a great organizer?
I think number one, you have to have a heart. You have to have a heart for the people. So many times I go to meetings and the way the leaders are speaking about the people, And a great example of that when they say needy people. Where if you're a great organizer, you understand that there are people in need. So just a play of the words, it shows your mindset. Needy people. Do you want to be called needy? No.
No.
So it's a
I want to be called powerful.
That's
I
right.
want to be called strong.
And great.
Right,
You know?
right. Yeah.
So a organizer understands that it's people in need, and we've had to correct people on that who were organizers. Come on, let's have some compassion. So you have to be insightful, compassionate, and as with leaders are, you're able to inspire others. So you have to have your house in order so you can inspire others to support what you're working on.
Okay, I want to switch. Wait a minute. So here's the thing. One of the things that we understood about Reverend Addie Wyatt was she was a great organizer. She set the stage for being a great organizer as a woman.
That's right.
When black women were not thought of in the context of being organizers. Yet she was a union organizer and rose to being a powerful and effectual organizer. But here's the thing. She was always willing to share and to help other organizers as they came along. She and as one organizer helped to get me where I needed to be as an organizer. She was committed, and she had an ability to stay focused, an ability to help midwife or give birth or train or encourage or nurture the next generation of organizers coming along. She just passed. So we look at Addie Wyatt as an effective organizer, always behind the scenes, always trying to help somebody else learn how to lead and or organize. So I think one of the great characteristics, wouldn't you agree, Si, is that an organizer is always in the business of training other people and training leaders. Are we right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes. That's a secure organizer, which a great organizer is. They're self-assured. They're not insecure where you're trying to suppress. You want to uplift and build.
Right. Yes. Okay. Pastor Moore, I'm going to come on to you, my brother. Pastor Moore, have you been on all right? Ready? Is this the same Moore I talked to a little earlier? Pastor Moore? Pastor Moore. Pastor Moore once. Pastor Moore twice. Joella?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Reverend Moore, Pastor Moore told you what to do. All you got to do now is to hang up and call me. All this other talk don't mean nothing. Pastor Moore gave you the answer what everybody needs to know, all African Americans need to know. And you already know that, Reverend Finney. You work with Reverend Brazier. You know what to do.
And I also work with Phyllis Hubbard. How you doing?
Look, I want you to get off the phone and call Reverend Moore, and y'all just and Negroes talk too much. We talk too much. You know what to do, Reverend Finney.
Okay.
Reverend Brazier, y'all know what to do. You don't talk that crazy to me. I know you know.
All right.
I'm a senior citizen. I'm older than you.
Right.
You know what to do. Stop talking so much. Niggas, stop. Excuse me. Woo! Excuse me. But we need to stop talking, Reverend Finney.
Okay.
And I know you wanted to know, and you know Reverend Brazier knew how to, and you know too.
All
and
right.
stop talking. We need to quit too many talk shows on WVON.
Okay.
You got the answer today if you never get it no more. Goodbye. Talk to Tommy know how to talk to you. I can't. I guess carried away. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Miss. That's all right, Miss Joella. Okay. God bless you. That's one of the greatest organizers that the Woodlawn organization ever knew. She came on with a pseudonym, but she was there at TWO as the chairman of the housing committee, and I will never forget it. I was a club organizer back in the day, and I had the temerity, if you will, to assume that she needed me. And so she had already was a seasoned organizer. It started with TWO organizing against slum landlords and leading marches out in the suburbs. So I gave her an agenda, and she looked at the agenda and she said, you just got here, didn't you? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, you go sit your little self right over there in the corner, and when I need you, I will call you. And from that day on, I learned how to respect other leaders and respect leaders who were already working on behalf of their people. And so anyway, shout out to you, Miss Joella, but you know, that's, I'm going to leave you. I'm not going to put your first name out there anymore, but I'm just so glad. And we've got Pastor Moore back. So, Si, let's look here now because we got some other things we need to cover. There's this Occupy movement, and some are trying to make the Occupy movement now a terrorist organization, and it's pretty much because they're operating leaderless. And so the idea is maybe they're suburban. What's your take on the Occupy movement, in particular, as a way to attract another generation of community organizers working at the base level at neighborhoods? What's your sense on this?
Well, I love the fact that the 99% are getting active. That's good, and I'm definitely working with Brittany for the hood version of what we need to do. But because I'm out there on the blocks, it troubles me because I see people who are downtown marching and they don't know their neighbor on the left and right of them. And I believe, and it's written in the Bible, charity starts at home. It's good. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. So we need to do Occupy downtown. That's fine. But come on. It's a single mom on the block who need help. We need to be able to do both, downtown but also right at home. The zip codes are burning with the murders and the violence, so we need to take care of home base. And so to everyone, even with the Trayvon Martin, we got local Trayvon Martins, and we got to be able to do both. And I think we can. We just got to change our mindset.
Mm-hmm. Well, Pastor Moore, I'm going to come to you in a second, but let me say this. Do you know, in a recent publication, 245,000 blacks have lost their lives since 1975?
Yep.
That's more than were lost in the Second World War.
Yep.
Something is going on, and we have an epidemic going on down in our community. And that's why people like Joella or Ms. Hubbard are so upset, because they want to see some action and more than just conversation. And we've got to get down to the action in our neighborhoods. Pastor Moore, you're back with us?
How are you doing, Dr. Finney?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for taking my call, and I'd like to say hello to your guests as well. I listened to you last week when the radio station lost the signal. I was waiting for you, and this is dynamic. But I was thinking as I'm listening, and everybody have some influence with somebody. And I think our biggest problem, we feel, though, if the person that we, like you said about the sister that organized other leaders, our leaders need to come together. We need somebody to coach or, just get our leaders, to come together as I'm a leader, you're a leader. Let's talk to each other. Now, you may not be able to influence me, but it's somebody that can influence me. And there's somebody, black teachers in the city of Chicago. There may be somebody else who'd like to play baseball, black baseball. But we have to be smart about how we get the masses together. And if we ever think everybody's going to follow, that's when we have so many different churches, because people are influenced by the flavor of different people. And when we learn that, everybody's not going to listen to Pastor Moore or enjoy my message, but somebody will, and those that will, God put me out to get them. Not everybody, just the ones that can be influenced by what I have to say.
And Pastor Moore, guess what? If you can get those that are within the 4 to 5 block area of your church, that's a major thing. Because my sense is that we're both churchmen, right? And so we believe in the church, and we believe in the power of the church. And you and I both know that had the black church not been involved, there would not have been a Martin Luther King, and there would not have been a successful civil rights movement. So we've also got to challenge our churches to get involved and to get engaged in helping the area immediately around the church, rather than closing the doors at 5 o'clock and never opening the doors from Monday till Sunday. That ain't going to work. At this particular point, we've got to open the doors of the church, and the church has got to get re-engaged in the neighborhood. And you can run and tell that, my brother.
Let me say this before you go, because I have brothers that I'm working with that have felonies. They can't find jobs. And when they're coming out of the gang, and they saying, Pastor, I'll stay out the gang if I can feed my family.
Come on, work it. That's right.
And the law says if you commit a crime, you shouldn't work. If you commit a crime, you shouldn't vote. If you commit a crime and you do your time, then you get out. You should just walk around in this state of zombieism. And these guys need jobs. They have families. They got older. They found out their foolishness of their youth was stupid, and I don't want to do that anymore. But society, and except the black community, step up and create jobs for these people. We ain't going to make it.
All right, Pastor Moore, listen, we're going to reach out to you. I'm going to get your phone number. We're going to reach out to you. You're going to make sure that you are part of our conference when we sit down and for the planning of it, so that we can get something done. And I want to thank you so much, Pastor Moore, for just blessing us with calling us and following us. May God bless you, and you have a happy Easter celebration.
You too. God bless.
All right. You got anything on that side?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, we have other people riding through our alleys, collecting our refrigerator stoves and making $300 to $400 a day off it. And when I say other people, people who don't have to worry about people being shot and killed like our black males do. So I want to ask anyone that's throwing away any metal. We have a guy that's creating jobs for ex-offenders because he's letting them use his truck to recycle, and they keep the money. So we got ex-offenders.
Give your phone number out. Give your phone number.
312 area code 405-8844.
Y'all got that? All right, Pastor Moore, thank you so much. And now we're going on to Brother Joseph. Joseph, comment?
Hello?
Yes, Joseph.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Joseph, I got about 30 seconds before we have to get out of here, but I didn't want to leave you hanging.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I'm going to say this real quickly. What we need to do is adopt the white man's attitude. White people can agree or have 99 disagreements and come together on the one thing that they agree on and make it happen.
Right.
That's what we need to start doing.
Right. Okay.
And
all
we
right,
need
Joseph.
to adopt that mindset.
All right, Joseph, which means that you're saying we need to come up with an agenda and stay focused on it. Am I right?
Absolutely. And everybody's not going to agree on it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, my brother Joseph, thank you so much for calling. And for all of my other callers that come in, we just love you for being with us on our program. Si, we've got another 60 seconds. I'd like for you to help us wrap this program up so that we can move on.
Excellent. I want to, on Saturday, June 9th, Dr. Finney, we're going to have along 63rd Street the Pennies to Africa Parade. Mm-hmm. And the purpose of it is to help us to learn about 20 different nations in the motherland, financially support them, and while they're on that corner on 63rd Street, get to know their neighbors. So that's Saturday, June 9th. It's from 63rd in California to the Expressway, Yale. So that's 48 blocks. We asking 48 pastors to come and stand on each corner, and that's going to be 63rd in California all the way 48 blocks to 63rd in Yale.
All right, Si, and I want to also just say, don't forget the Peace to the Hood, a Peace in the Hood that's being driven by Brother Phil Jackson of Black Star. Don't forget that Pastor Moore has a great idea about working with and through the neighborhood. We're going to try to support him. And ultimately, we're going to hook up things, right?
Yes.
And the idea is, we are not as separated. We're not as divided as we're separated. You follow me? And so I don't really think that we're really divided. I just think that we ain't hooked up. Yep. And so here's the take on this one. This is, nobody is going to save us for us but us. Yep. It's going to be us. Therefore, we have to hook it up in order to make our streets safe and take control of our community and empower ourselves. Ain't nobody going to give you your own power. Right. You've got to take it for yourself, and you can run and tell that. This is Wvon Finney. I'm gone.